Yeah, I think it's fun. We ran a good baseline out of bounds play, and they got a little confused on it, and I was able to get a pretty clean look for my first shot. So it's always nice to see your first shot go in as a shooter. But honestly, when you're running up and down and you're in the game, like you don't hear the roar of the crowd. But the crowd was great all night. That's what you would expect with a sellout. Those are going to be the crowds all year long. So whether they're cheering for you or cheering against you, you better get used to it. And it's always just a fun environment to play in. Yeah, I think it was a good play. Honestly, she played pretty good defense. Yeah, but I think it's always fun to see people that you go up against in college and come to the league and have great success. I mean, obviously she was 2 for 2 for tonight. Made both her shots, both threes. She's a really good player. She takes care of the ball well. Yeah, I think she'll be a really good asset for them all year long. But she's physical. She's a pesky defender. I think she was on the Big Ten All-Defensive team every year that I was at Iowa. So happy for her, excited for her, and I know it was fun for her and Celeste to go up against each other.
The same way for you when you were at Iowa just a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I think the biggest transition is just the physicality. Everybody's super physical. It doesn't always get called. So I would say that's the biggest thing. I think, 1 through 5 or every single person on every roster that we're going to play is so talented. I mean, the talent level is obviously very different than in college. So getting used to that, no matter who subs into the game, it's not really anybody you can ever relax off of, because that's how competitive this league is. People are just too good for that. So, I think my biggest goal coming into tonight was continue to be myself, have fun playing basketball, be aggressive. Thought that's what I did. So I think a lot to be proud of. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think just the atmosphere and getting to put on your jersey for the first time for a real game is something that's super special. I think, I remember my first game in college really well. I think I'll remember my first game in the W really well, whether it's this preseason game or whether it's our first game at Connecticut. I think it's just, it's a big milestone for somebody that's always dreamed of playing in the WNBA.
I mean, she's a player that has ice in her veins. I mean, like Arike was 0 for 6 from the 3, and then she hits, the game winner. But it's, we'll have Kelsey Mitchell out there who has that same ability, and that just changes how people guard you. I mean, when you have several options who can get a 3 off in 3 seconds, we'll have some different options to look at once Kelsey's on the floor with her, and so it'll be different. But that's who she is, right? She's someone who's confident that she's gonna make those shots.